Khabib Nurmagomedov announced his retirement from MMA following a dominant submission win over Justin Gaethje in the UFC 254 main event. And if this does indeed stick, it is a new era in the UFC lightweight division. We are set to have a vacant belt coming up, and what do we do in one of the most stacked weight classes in the entire sport moving forward in the wake of Khabib's reign? Well, it's pretty easy to make any sort of matchups here. Pretty much throw two top names in the lightweight division against the wall and they will stick. It's a great fight. But if I had my druthers, if I was the matchmaker in terms of looking at making a vacant title fight starting from the top, I would point to, if this January 23 fight does happen between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, why not throw the belt on there? That is the biggest fight right now, in my opinion, that could be made. Two huge names in the sport. Of course, Conor McGregor, a big fight with him regardless of when or where he is competing. But if you can find a situation to slap a title on there, that is going to be an even bigger thing for the UFC. You may ask, why does Conor deserve it more so than some of the other contenders? Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson. It is a rightful argument to be made. I think the fact that he is coming off a win, despite it being at 170 pounds against Donald Cerrone, it makes a little more sense. Of course, Poirier coming off a win over Dan Hooker as well. So I think you try to move forward with that title fight. And if you look slightly below them, what would be the next best fight in terms of the matching the contenders up? I would love to see Michael Chandler, who of course was supposed to be the alternate for this card in case anything happened to Khabib or Gaethje. I think he takes on Tony Ferguson. That seems to be the fight that the UFC really wants to make happen. Michael Chandler has asked for it. Tony Ferguson, I spoke to him earlier in the week. He did not seem too thrilled about the idea of fighting against Chandler, but he said if the UFC makes his contract right, he is more than willing to take it. And then, of course, that leaves Gaethje, who is coming off this title fight loss, dominated pretty badly, did not show a super good effort. He had a few moments in there, but they were not enough to overcome Khabib, and now I think he has to go back to the drawing board a bit. I know he mentioned potentially doing the vacant title fight and getting in there with a McGregor, a Poirier, someone like that, but I think the manner in which he was defeated, he has to bounce back a little bit. We saw Dustin Poirier after he lost to Khabib. He had to get a win over a Dan Hooker, and I think Gaethje now finds himself in a similar position. And I think you look at Charles Oliveira, in my opinion, very deserving of a big fight, has won 7 straight in the lightweight division, all finishes in there, and I think he's got a style that coming off this loss would be very interesting to present to Gaethje. He was definitely exposed off his back a little bit in this fight against Khabib. What could he do against the guy with the most submission victories in all of UFC history? I think Oliveira, a good test there. If Gaethje can show some development, some advancement off his back, if he gets to put it there, I think that would be a big statement for him and able to bounce back and maybe get himself in a title fight sooner than later. So, as I said off the top, throw any two names against the wall, you have a great fight. But in terms of the matchups coming out of UFC 254, those are the ones I would like to see.